Hey boss, there's a Mark Ross here to see you, and I'm headed out to Starbucks. Do you want anything? Yeah, thanks, Sam. So send them right in, and I'll have a super duper mega whopper latte with like 15 caramels and some oat milk. Thanks. Hi, Mark. Welcome to Goldman Sachs. Why don't we start this interview with you telling me a little bit about yourself? Thank you. Thank you for this opportunity. Okay, sure. So I did my undergrad in Truro University, where I got an undergraduate degree in mathematics. During my time in Truro, I did an internship at Sterling Asset Management Group, where I had the responsibility of cold calling a lot of financial companies. After my undergrad, I went to Baruch's Master's in Financial Engineering program, where I studied financial engineering, and I got an internship most recently at Numerics, working on multi-asset financial software. Okay, great. Now, why don't we go through no, we just did that. What's the square root of pi? Thank you. Yeah, so I'm definitely not your typical candidate because until my sophomore year, I wasn't even aware that there was this whole world of finance. In fact, I was a mathematics high school teacher during my undergrad studies, and it was amazing. I loved it. I got to study math, which I'm really passionate about. The students were really interested in the subject. The faculty was amazing to me. I got to collaborate with them a lot, which was amazing. It's really good to have colleagues who want to work together with you. It was just a wonderful experience. During my studies, my father introduced me to an old friend of his who introduced me to the world of finance, and I was blown away. So honestly, just because of that meeting, I applied for Baruch's financial engineering program, got in, and finance is amazing. Now I'm sold. So I started studying CFA level 1. I read John Hall's entire book. I took all of the Script Uni courses. So aside from like all those finance skills, now I can code in Python, VBA, and SQL as well. And it just complements all of that finance knowledge because now I can take all that data and do amazing stuff with it. Just the whole package is so amazing now, and I love technical finance. Aside from that, I know where your group sits within the firm, and that seems like an amazing place with someone, for someone with such an amazing technical background to fit in. So I'm really excited for this role because it's not just a finance role for me. Since I found out about finance, I've been so passionate about the technical side of it, and sitting in this seat would allow me to use all those skills, be a part of collaboration, which is what got me so excited about teaching in high school in the first place, and just being able to be so deeply involved in finance. I'm really excited for this opportunity. Let's analyze why the first answer was so terrible and the second answer was so good. Now, almost everyone answers the first answer, which I feel is a horrible mistake. And there are two main reasons for that. Reason number one, time spent. The question, tell me about yourself, puts this sort of pressure on the interviewee to just get over it really quickly. It's just tell me about yourself. You don't want to keep the person waiting while you just go on and on and on. So people typically answer the question in less than 60 seconds, which I think is wrong. But let's take it at this face value right now. So in 30 to 45 seconds, a candidate will typically just rush through all the jobs they've done, internships, quickly highlighting them. That means you've taken this very untrained interviewer, you've taken their two most powerful questions, which is tell me about yourself and let's walk through your resume, and you've eliminated them both in less than 1 minute. The interviewer now has another 29 minutes to spend with you in a room and nothing to ask you. That's why the interviewer got a little flustered at the end and said, the square root of pi. Now, they're not going to ask you to tell them the square root of pi. But what happens when you rush through it so much is the interviewer either leaves the interview very early, which is never, ever good, because the interviewer feels like, why did that go so fast? They get very confused and kind of discombobulated. So either they leave early and feel distressed about it, or they get creative and start asking you technical questions and brain teasers, which is not good. Reason number two, when you walk through your resume, you're basically just telling them what they already know. They're saying, tell me about yourself. And you're saying, oh, you have a paper in your hand. I'm going to summarize it for you. Then why are you here? And the truth is, again, because these interviewers are not trained, they have no idea why they're asking these very questions. So why don't we use their lack of understanding of interviews and flip it around on them and take advantage of this? And that's what I did in the second answer, where I talked literally about myself, my passion, my background, but also I answered questions that they didn't ask and that they won't ask because they're not trained interviewers. I addressed teamwork. I addressed my personal passions. I addressed where I think I will add value in their team. That's not a question that interviewers typically ask. Oh, our team structure is like this. We fit here in the organization. How will your skills and your knowledge complement this? Most interviewers don't ask that question. Well, I answered it. I said, I understand where your team fits, and because I have all these technical skills, it's going to work. So I answered that question without, and what happens is, aside from the fact that instead of 30 seconds, I took however long, a couple minutes usually to answer it, they got a bunch of really good answers. So instead of walking away from that question like, okay, that was useless, like, wow, okay, so this person's really passionate. I love that he knows when he's going to retire. He's not just, oh, I'm going to be in finance my whole life. He's being honest with me. And math is a really good complement to finance. So that's a nice way to retire. This feels like a good personal fit, but he also cares about collaboration. He's got all the technical skills. I kind of gave them everything they wanted to know. So they didn't know why they were asking the question, but they walked away with a very good answer and feeling very satisfied. Whereas in the first one, they're like, that was just totally useless. All right, thank you guys for watching today's episode. If you found this helpful, and if you like this new style of Mark Ross career coaching, please leave a comment down below and let me know. If you like it, if you want to see more of it, I'm kind of in a phase here where I'm testing different things, but I feel like this might be the new thing. I really enjoy it. It's fun casting myself multiple times. The cameraman is enjoying this. I see him chuckling. There's no cameraman. But I'll see you guys next week, and keep it real.